What's on, guys? Jay Hoyd back with you today. Welcome back to episode number 8 of our Anaheim Ducks franchise mode. We are here at the start of the regular season. We had the preseason in between videos. We got our team in line. Couple of guys actually made some pretty good appearances in the preseason, so our lineup is going to look a little bit strange. But let's go take a quick look at the roster. And on your screen is our starting roster for this year. Going to look a little bit different. So we got Jake DeBrusk on the first line with Zegras and Terry. This second line. Now, yes, this was not my plan to have this as my second line. However, during the preseason, I put this line together, and they actually performed really well. They're almost, I think they had 5 or 6 points in 4 or 5 games. So I was like, hey, let's just keep it together in the regular season, at least to start, and kind of go from there. So Pacioretty was a very late pickup, but what was it, 1 year, $1.5 million for an 84 overall? I mean, we'll take that. So him, McTavish, and Perreault, who we called up, all did well in the preseason together, so they will start together. And then the third, what basically is like a second line, Mercer, Strome, and Bertuzzi. Like I said, not really our third line, but hey, it works anyway. Fourth line of Grew, Taves, and Comfer. Just given the people that we had and the late addition of Pacioretty, it moved Grant and who's the other guy? Colin White out of our lineup. So those guys are scratched currently. So until we kind of figure out what our roster is going to be, maybe Perreault goes back down, maybe Grew doesn't perform, and then boom, you already have your 2 roster spots open. So on defense, Fowler, Drysdale, Lindgren, and Klingenberg, and then Fabro, and then we had to bring him up. Mint Yukov. Still don't know how to pronounce it, but he will be joining us at least to start in the NHL. Now here's the big thing, goaltenders. So I know we tried to get a goaltender to fight with Gibson for the starting job in the NHL. And then we came into preseason with both Dostal, who was our AHL goaltender last year, definitely improved last year. His overall got up to 85 overall. We tried him out. He didn't really perform too well, and neither did Fleury. So in order to give Dostal time, we have decided on keeping Fleury up here in the NHL along with Gibson, and that Dostal will be starting in the AHL, and it'll give him, starting minutes down there, and it'll give him lots of games. And especially if Gibson or Fleury, struggle, then we can always trade Fleury. He's on a 1-year contract at, we're paying him, $3.5 million. So, if we need the cap space, obviously he's there. Gibson still has, 2-3 years left on his deal. So he'd be a little bit less likely to be moved. And I think that was it as far as our roster goes. I guess we'll take a quick glance at the AHL. Lots of young players making their way into the lineup this year. And, I don't know if we're going to see any of them. But still, there's a quick look there. Like I said, Dostal as our goaltender down there, 84 overall now. Medium starter potential. And obviously, he did well the last couple of years. So he's there if we need him. Obviously, I don't want to keep him down there for too long, just given that I don't want to stunt his growth and bring him up. Stellares was another one. I didn't really want to get rid of him, but also it's kind of hard when you have to choose between 285 overall goalies and then Stellares, who performed really well, but then he's not going to play if he's down in the AHL. So it's going to be a little bit of fighting for spots early on in this year. We might swap out Grew and put in Grant for some games. Same thing with White. Maybe we end up trading him or something, because Comfer is making 3. Yeah, we signed him to a decent sized deal, and he's playing on the fourth line, making some good sized money. So not that I want to waste him down there, but still, we need to not save our money, but use our money wisely. So either way, that's it for the start of the video here. Let's get into the season, right? First month after preseason. I'm pretty sure we lost, by the way, most of our preseason games, actually all but one, all but two, excuse me, against Vegas and Vancouver. So, yeah, that's not what we wanted to see in the preseason. So, okay, first month, let's get it down. Starting on the 12th, let's get to the 31st. We also signed a couple of AHL guys, I believe, 2 contracts that might pop up here in a second. But okay, little bit of an interesting start. I really should turn off player morale because I'm so sick of having these stupid conversations. All right, after these guys are done complaining about all of their ice time, we sit 8 games played, 8 points, 4-4. Not really too much to show for so far. Let's get up to the end of, what was that, December, January, something like that. So we got offered a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick for Derek Grant. So of course I had to go look, and he actually had a little bit of trade value, which was kind of surprising. So we traded away Derek Grant, got us a couple draft picks, and now we don't have to rotate him in and out of the lineup. So that works perfectly. So okay, good start to the year, 12-8-2, so 12-10. So not as well, I shouldn't say great. 26 points. However, our division is all within 10 points of each other. So that's not really that great. So let's continue. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Right? There's not much we can really do right now that's going to drastically change what we're doing. So let's just keep it going. Keep it rolling. 17-10. Now we're starting to create a little bit of separation in our division. Right now we're working on separation, that's for sure. Fleury for a 2nd and a 3rd. Fleury is actually doing pretty well, so we're not gonna trade him, at least for now. All right. So let's get to, where are we at here? Let's get a couple days off. I know it'll be like a game over halfway, but whatever. No, let's get it halfway, right? Wait, that is halfway. Let's get it off of that Seattle game. There we go. All right. So top of the division. This series, every single time I do a franchise mode, these series are always insane. Like, just the most random things happen. So top of the division, 42 games played. So just over just a sliver over halfway. 25-13-4. 54 points, which is good enough for, what is that, like top 5 or so in the league. Let's go take a quick look at stats. Max Pacioretty leading the way. Things you absolutely love to see. So Pacioretty leading the way. Zegras right behind him. DeBrusque. All right, so defensively we're doing better. We have lots of guys that are performing well. Gru's kind of there, whatever. I mean, Bertuzzi's struggling a little bit, but also he's on the 3rd line, so I can't really say a lot. I mean, Mercer, like, I'm trying not to waste those guys, but, like, this line of Pacioretty, who else is on that line? Pacioretty, McTavish, and Perreault are all performing pretty well. So, like, I can't break that up, especially when they're doing well. Then we have our defenseman, where Fabro somehow is leading our defenseman in points. Well, I should say tied, behind Drysdale. Fowler. Fowler is such an interesting case because he's older. Maybe we try to trade him. Try to get like a defensive defenseman in there so we can pair him with Drysdale better. So this is what we wanted. A battle between Gibson and Fleury. Kind of be like, hey, Gibson, we got a replacement for you if you don't want to perform. So he's fighting for his spot. That's for sure. Now, he's going to get a little bit less games. Like, he's not going to get in those 60s. But, I mean, hey, I'll take the battle. He's giving a run for his money. That's for sure. Dostal. Exactly what we wanted out of him. Exactly what we wanted out of Bloomquist. What else we got going on down here? Walsh, everyone's kind of performing there. Forwards, no one's really blowing anything out of the water. Just doing well. We'll take that. So we're doing okay for now, right? I'd like to get a little bit more out of our 3rd line. but also, like, we're winning. So, like, I don't want to mess with anything too much that it would screw us up for the future. So, let's keep that in mind. So, I was wrong. So, top 6 in the league. We have 145 goals for, which is good enough for, what is that, top 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, which is top 8 in the league. We'll take that. 119 goals against, which is good enough there. So right when I guess you'd say top 5. Power play goals, we have 29, which is good in the top 5. Power play percentage, 19.1%. Not great, but not awful. Like if you look at Detroit at the bottom, they're only at 19.7. So that's not too bad. Penalty kill, we sit, again, top 5. We'll take that. Our records are pretty good, and we're performing good. So finally, we're doing it. We're absolutely doing it right now, right? We're, like I said, top 6 in the league. You can't ask for more from our team. You know, like I said, I would love to, you know, swap around some guys and figure something out. But at the same time, what we're doing right now is working. And I don't want to mess with that until it doesn't work. So maybe if we go through a big slump, you know, after this, maybe we swap some stuff around. But for now, we're going to let this ride. We're going to keep it going how it is. And we'll figure out what's going to happen going into the second half of the year, especially given the trade deadlines coming up. Maybe we look for an upgrade on defense if it's the right price, but not necessarily trying to force a move. You know, what do we do with Fleury down the stretch? You know, obviously he's performing now, but if he doesn't perform, obviously we have Stellaris there. We have Dostal waiting in the wind. You know, we might have to get rid of Fleury, you know, at the deadline to try to get the most value back for him. And then we put in Stellaris, maybe we bring up Dostal, and we'll see what we go from there. Because hopefully we built ourselves enough of a strong start that we have a good finish without Fleury, and then maybe we, you know, figure out something to do, you know, with a better asset on our team, right? That's just things we got to think about, right? Before we get to the end of the year, we got to think who's going to be our goaltender going into the playoffs. You know, we still have Gibson, we still have Dostal, we still have Stellaris, all as our goaltenders, along with Blomqvist down there. And then if we get rid of Fleury, we're going to get a lot of trade value back. We're going to get draft picks, prospects, whatever it may be. Or if we look for an upgrade, you know, as far as a rental goes, try to get some value back. That would be absolutely huge for us. But that will be in the next video. Like I said, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you did enjoy, hit the like button down below if you haven't yet. Or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you never miss an upload. And don't forget, you can always change your mind later. With all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.